The road is quiet now, and for the first time in a long time, you can hear your own heartbeat. You've been running for years, from pain, from memory, from the weight you never learned to name. But there comes a moment when the soul refuses to hide any longer, when the truth stands in front of you like a mirror you can't walk past. Breathe, just breathe, because this moment is where everything finally begins. You were not born to drown in your own thoughts. You were not shaped by the universe to live bent under the things that broke you. Every scar is a sentence, every failure a paragraph, and every return, every rise, is a chapter the world never saw coming. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius said that, and he wasn't speaking to monuments of stone. He was speaking to the trembling soul inside you, the one that doubts, the one that hesitates, the one that hurts. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to endure, to grow, to shed old versions of yourself. The way autumn trees release their last leaves, quietly, honestly, beautifully. There were nights you counted your regrets instead of stars, nights when the weight in your chest felt heavier than the world itself. When sleep avoided you, thoughts attacked you, and nothing made sense except the dull ache that whispered, "You're falling apart." But listen closely now. You did not fall apart. You resisted. You persisted. You kept breathing, even when you didn't know why. Strength is not loud. It's not something the world applauds. Sometimes strength is nothing more than sitting alone in the dark and refusing to collapse. Seneca wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." You, in your quiet suffering, have been braver than you realize. You carry storms inside you that would break other people. But you keep walking, even with shaking legs, even when hope flickers like the last candle in a cold room. Something in you refuses to go out, and that something, that tiny flame, is the beginning of everything. There is a reason you're still here. There is a reason you haven't collapsed into the shadows that chased you. There is a reason your heart continues to whisper, even when your mind falls silent. The reason is simple. You are still becoming. Do not rush your healing. Do not curse your scars. They're proof you fought battles most people never saw. Proof you crossed nights without stars and mornings without strength and still managed to rise. Forgive yourself for what you did when you were hurting. Forgive yourself for the times you spoke through fear instead of wisdom. Forgive yourself for carrying pain as if it was your identity. You are allowed to outgrow the version of you that survived. You are allowed to become the version of you that lives. The world loves to celebrate victory, but forgets the value of endurance. It applauds success, but never acknowledges the nights spent in silent desperation, trying to keep your soul stitched together. But those nights matter. Those nights shaped you. Those nights carved strength into the deepest parts of your being. Every silent war changed you. Every unspoken heartbreak matured you. Every painful truth awakened you. You are not who you were a year ago, not who you were yesterday, not who you were a breath ago. Growth is not loud. Transformation is not thunder. It is the slow, steady shifting of the human spirit toward its own becoming. There is nothing wrong with being tired, nothing wrong with needing rest, nothing wrong with admitting you are human. Because even the strongest souls need moments of surrender. Even mountains crumble into sand. But you rebuild, you begin again. You rise from your own ruins. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Your obstacles are not walls. They are doors. Narrow, difficult, demanding, but doors all the same. Behind each one is a stronger version of you, a quieter mind, a steadier heart, a soul more aligned with its own truth. So keep going, even slowly, even quietly, even tired, not because the world demands it, but because your soul deserves it. Your past is not a chain. Your fears are not a prison. Your mistakes are not life sentences. Nothing binds you, except the belief that you are bound. You can walk away from the person you no longer want to be. You can release the stories that no longer match the rhythm of your heartbeat. You can step out of the darkness, even if the light still scares you. Strength is born in discomfort. Wisdom is born in loss. Peace is born in acceptance. You cannot control the world, but you can control the meaning you give it. You can control your breath, your choices, your reactions, your inner world. That is where freedom begins. Epictetus said, "Seek not for events to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and your life will proceed smoothly." Life is not meant to obey you. It is meant to shape you, to test you, to refine you, to break what must be broken and awaken what must rise. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, you find yourself, your real self, the one untouched by years of noise, the one unshaken by storms, the one that stands quietly. Even when everything around it falls, you are becoming that self, slowly, painfully, beautifully. So breathe. Take the next step, then the next, and the next. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not failing. You're unfolding at your own pace, in your own way, into your own becoming. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the storm you thought would end you was the storm that awakened you. You will realize that the pain you thought would break you was the pain that opened you, expanded you, strengthened you. You will realize that nothing was taken from you, only replaced, rewritten, rebuilt into something more aligned with who you're meant to become. For now, just keep breathing, keep walking, keep rising, even when it's difficult, especially when it's difficult, because deep inside you lives a resilience, older than your pain, wiser than your fear, and stronger than anything that has tried to bury you. You are not finished, not even close. And this quiet moment, this breath, this heartbeat, is your proof. And when the path darkens again, as it surely will, do not panic. Do not curse the night. Do not mistake uncertainty for defeat. Darkness is not your enemy. It is the canvas on which your inner light finally becomes visible. There are parts of your soul that can only awaken when everything around you grows quiet, when the noise of the world fades, when all that's left is you, your breath, and the truth you once feared to hear. In that silence, you learn what truly matters. You learn who truly matters. You learn how much of your suffering was shaped by your own expectations, and how much peace returns when you release the need to control every outcome. You can't bend life to your will. You can only bend your will to meet life as it comes. That is where the Stoics stood, not above the world, but steady within it. Marcus Aurelius carried an empire, yet whispered to himself, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't be." Not because harm doesn't exist, but because the heart has the power to decide its own interpretation. You have that power too, right now, even in your pain, especially in your pain. Life will take things from you. People, certainties, dreams you once clung to, as if your breath depended on them. But what leaves clears space for what must arrive. Every ending is the beginning of becoming. Every loss is the seed of a deeper truth. You are not being reduced. You are being refined. Think of the moments that shattered you, the ones that tore through your chest, like storms without mercy. The ones you thought you'd never outlive. You outlived them, not by force, not by denial, but by the quiet decision to keep living. Despite the weight inside you, you didn't know it then, but that was the moment. Your spirit grew stronger. Then your suffering. The world didn't notice, but you felt it. The subtle shift, the trembling rise, the faint but steady whisper. You can endure this. Endurance is not glamorous. It is not loud. It is not celebrated. It is the silent work of a soul that refuses to surrender itself. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And you know this to be true. How many nights did you drown in scenarios that never happened? How many fears did you feed until they grew larger than life itself? But look at you now, still standing, still breathing, still fighting for a life that feels real, honest, and deeply yours. You are learning that not every thought deserves belief. Not every emotion deserves obedience. Not every fear deserves surrender. You are learning to pause, to breathe, to watch your mind without becoming it. This is mastery, not perfection, but presence. You are becoming present to your own existence, to your own heart, to your own becoming. There is a moment in every life when the old self begins to crumble, not out of failure, but because it has served its purpose. And though it feels like death, it is actually birth. You are in that moment now. The shedding, the breaking, the transitioning between who you were and who you are meant to be. Do not rush it. Do not fear it. Do not cling to the skin you've outgrown. Instead, listen. Listen to the quiet voice within you. The one that survived the storms. The one that still dreams, even after disappointment. The one that rises, even after collapse. That voice is your compass, your anchor, your truth. Follow it, even if it leads you into the unknown, even if the path is unclear, even if every step trembles beneath you. Because the unknown is not darkness, it is possibility. And possibility is where the soul learns to fly. You have carried too much, for too long, the weight of expectations, the sorrow of loss, the fear of failing again. Let it go, all of it, piece by piece, breath by breath. Let it go so you can finally step forward, unburdened, unbound, alive. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to justify your existence. You don't need to apologize for being human. All you need is to choose the next step, the next breath, the next moment of courage. Courage is simple. It is the decision to move, even when the outcome is unknown. And you have more courage than you've ever recognized. Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." So say it, quietly, honestly, deep in the core of your being. Say what you want to become. Say who you want to be. Say the truth you've been too afraid to admit. And then step into it. Step into the life waiting for you on the other side of your doubt, on the other side of your fear, on the other side of everything you've endured. Your story is not over. Your strength is not exhausted.